Welcome back to the channel. What if the greatest act of self-respect was not chasing, not texting, not calling, not explaining yourself, not trying to win back someone who already walked away? What if instead, the smartest move you ever made was silence? See, when she left, she expected a storm, tears, anger, a long message pouring out everything you wanted to say. She expected you to unravel, to break, to need her. But instead, you gave her none of that. No pleading, no dramatic exit, just stillness, and the sound of you building a new life without her. This isn't just a story of heartbreak. It's a story of resurrection. So if you're ready to stop begging, and start building, to stop surviving and start evolving, then this message is for you. 1. She expected you to fall. You chose to rise. The moment she walked out, she had a vision, not of her walking away, but of you chasing after her. She imagined you stuck in that limbo, reaching out, asking why, pleading for one more conversation, one more chance, one more explanation. She thought you'd need closure, but you gave her the one thing she couldn't control: your silence. And that silence wasn't weakness, it was power. Because true closure isn't something she grants you. It's something you build from within, by choosing to let go. She expected chaos. You gave her composure. She expected emotional outbursts. You responded with emotional mastery. That's what rattled her. Because now, instead of seeing you in emotional chains, she sees you free. And that is psychological warfare. 2. She wanted a reaction. You gave her disconnection. Let's be real. This wasn't just a breakup. It was a test to see if you would chase the breadcrumbs, the vague text, the cryptic Instagram caption, emotions, the mutual friends casually bringing her up in conversation. She baited you, and let's be honest, most men take the bait. Most men fall into the emotional trap of mixed signals. They try to decode the confusion. They get sucked back in. But not you. You chose discipline over desperation. And that's when you became unplayable. You weren't blocking her for attention. You weren't subtweeting or sending indirect messages. You simply withdraw your energy. Stoicism teaches this. Control your reactions, or someone else will control you. You stop dancing with confusion. You saw through the manipulation, and instead of flinching, you evolved. You didn't win by playing better. You won by refusing to play. 3. She didn't just lose you. She lost access to you. Here's the truth. She didn't lose the man. She lost the privilege of access. There's a huge difference, because the man who would have answered her calls at 1 a.m., who would have cancelled plans to see her, who would have dropped everything just to feel close again, that man, he's gone. And not because you hate her, not because you're angry, but because you realized your energy is no longer up for grabs. You saw clearly. Access to you is not a right. It's a privilege. And when that privilege is abused, you revoke it, not out of pettiness, out of self-respect. She expected distance. But what she didn't expect was complete disconnection. No messages, no reactions, no late-night vulnerabilities, just silence, just clarity. Now she's not haunted by your presence. She's haunted by your absence. 4. You gave her something she never expected. Regret. You didn't fight. You didn't rant. You didn't try to win the breakup. Instead, you disappeared into progress. And that, my friend, is how you gave her the one thing she never saw coming. Regret, not guilt, not sadness. Regret. See, guilt fades, regret lingers. She expected to feel relief when you didn't chase her. Instead, she felt a void. Because while she thought you were just another guy who'd come crawling back, you were quietly becoming unreachable. And here's what dark psychology teaches us. People don't regret when you fight to stay. They regret when they realize they can't get back in. You gave her space. She thought that space would heal her, but instead, it revealed something deeper. She didn't leave a man behind. She walked away from a future she never get again. And now, there's nothing left to fix. You've already moved forward. 5. She expected you to break. You chose to build. Most men collapse after a breakup. They chase distractions, numb the pain with dating apps, parties, rebounds, or alcohol. They don't heal. They delay the healing. And that's exactly what she expected from you, to spiral, to crumble, to become a shadow of who you once were. But you didn't. You built. You went quiet and got to work. You turned pain into fuel, heartbreak into structure, loss into momentum. Your glow-up wasn't cosmetic. It was spiritual. It was mental. It was emotional architecture. You didn't rebuild out of spite. You rebuilt because survival wasn't enough. You were born to thrive. 5. 6. She expected to be remembered, but you forgot her quietly. Let this sink in. The worst heartbreak isn't being hated. It's being forgotten. She wanted to live in your mind. She wanted to be the one who got away. But the real tragedy for her isn't your anger. It's your indifference. You didn't just move on. You grew past the version of yourself that even wants her back. You stopped looking back, stopped wondering what if, stopped checking in. Because the greatest form of moving on is imposting about it. It's outgrowing them so deeply that they don't even show up in your emotional blueprint anymore. 7. You chose evolution over ego. Let's get one thing straight. This wasn't about revenge. You weren't trying to show her what she missed. You were trying to find yourself again. And along the way, you realized something. You were never just healing from her. You were healing from every time you settled, every time you overextended, every time you betrayed yourself just to be loved. This was about something bigger. It was about rising into the man you were meant to become, not the man she thought she could leave behind in control. So here you are, not bitter, not broken, but better. You didn't chase, you didn't beg. You didn't lose your identity in someone else's absence. You chose self-respect. You chose vision. You chose rebirth. Let her watch, let her wonder. Because the man she left behind no longer exists, and the man who replaced him doesn't need her to validate his value. Dear viewers, if you like this video, do share them with your friends and family, and subscribe to this channel to stay connected with us. Thanks for watching.